Hey there Capricorn, welcome back to my page. If you enjoy my readings, please be sure to like and subscribe, and also leave me a comment and let me know if this reading resonates with you. Alright, so let's get started. So this week we're going to use the Merlin deck and the Narcissistic Tarot deck. And I'm just going to need y'all to bear with me this week because I had a tooth extraction and I'm still a little bit just tired and irritable, so y'all just bear with me, okay? I'll try not to cuss too much. Alright, so go ahead and think of your question, pause the video if you need to, and let's get started. Alright. Alright, so for your first card, we've got Dryness Reversed. And this one has to do with excess, danger, or solitude. Alright, and it's got a lion right there on the front, so it might have something to do with a Leo. So this is the answer to your question, this center card right here. So let me take a quick Narcissist card and see what it might relate to this here dryness that you might have been feeling. Alright, so this particular card, alright, so first off, I just want to say that I am not a psychic and I am not a doctor. So if this does indeed resonate with you, and some of these are quite difficult situations to deal with, I highly suggest that you see a professional. Some of these videos that I use are Dr. Romani and Dr. Grande. They have a ton of really good information that can help you decipher if you need any kind of help. Alright, so this particular card, the reason why I say that is because it has to do with multiple personalities. And I do know that this can become out of control if it's not attended to. So dissociative identity disorder can cause multiple personalities, augmented personalities, alter egos, as well as narcissistic fantasies of grandiosity. Omnipotence, unlimited power, or able to accomplish anything, magical thinking, magical immunity. Each new personality has a date of inception, usually a reaction to a trauma or an abuse. So, how to tell if you have MPD, multiple personalities? It says, I am not a doctor. Okay, yeah, I already said that. Okay. If you do not remember what happens after rage and you black out, if you have a personality that talks differently and sounds different than you, if you stem from childhood, typically this type of thing stems from childhood trauma, as well as chronic abuse can be where your alter personalities take over as the abuser. And it can give you false memories where some people even believe that they did things that were horrible, and that is actually what was happened to them. That is actually their memory of what happened to them, but they remember it. And what happens at, okay, I do not have a degree in this, but as far as I can tell, whenever you have a multiple personality disorder, something traumatic happens to you, and your fight or flight response, if you can't leave, it will automatically take over, so that, to kind of protect your psyche. It's really a form of protection. So if this happens to you and you have this multiple personality take over, that is your inner child that is saving you. It's something inside of you that is protecting you. Alright, so don't ever be afraid or scared if you feel like this might be you. Just, go talk to a doctor and see what you can do to overcome it. All right. So for your second card and the factors that are affecting your situation, we've got a water sign, which is an old woman, and it has to do with wisdom or indulgence. Now this one's reversed. This is what it looks like upright, but this particular card is reversed. And right next to it, the narcissistic card that comes with this is romantic success. So you may be looking for romantic success, but be careful not to be naive. If you come into a relationship that seems too good to be true, it probably is. So be careful not to fall into a trap. All right. Excuse me. So the next card, which is in your past, is the Cold card. And it says rest, bravery, and reserve. All right, it has a bear on the front, which is a sign of Virgo. And it says that you might be dealing with ego. All right. And the ego is, a lot of psychiatrists really fight about what the ego is. I happen to really agree with Carl Jung on this situation. He believes that the ego comes from the subconscious mind, and that is what controls it. And I feel like that resonates with me, although a lot of people feel a lot differently about that. Freud had quite a different perspective of the ego. He felt like it was something that you could control and something that, was who you are. But this is more like, it's something in your subconscious that controls your ego. And I do believe that. I feel like, we don't always know what drives our ego. Sometimes you have to, find yourself doing some real shadow work to find out what it is that causes you to do things that you have no idea why you do, especially like reaction time, things of that nature. So for the factors affecting your situation, we have an enemy. It's the Heat card reversed, and it shows an enemy, regression, and instability. All right, and let's take a quick note. Let's look at the Narcissist card. All right, so this enemy, I think I said enemy. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting kind of tired now. All right, so bipolar 1, major lows or major highs for 2 weeks at a time, or longer. Bipolar 2, similar lows, hypomania, states last longer than 4 days or 4 days or longer. Cyclorhythmia, which is milder lows, milder highs, and mixed episodes. Rapid cycling through these issues. And drugs can trigger bipolar disorder. So your bipolar mood disorder shifts, and in the mood, over a period of 4 to 7 days. Unipolar depression is one way and not just a mood swing. So this kind of behavioral issue can cause suicidal tendencies, delusions of grandeur, or poor decision making. And I got this information off osmosis.org. So if you feel like you are dealing with someone who is an enemy that may be bipolar, it actually shows the reverse of this card is a friend. So this might actually be someone that you really care about, and they've turned on you. And if you do feel like one of your ex-BFFs has bipolar disorder and maybe they don't know it, I mean, they say that you really don't, you don't really know that you have that type of any kind of psychological disorder unless you're open-minded enough to be able to, place these things. But, I'm pretty open-minded because I know how it feels to treated badly by a narcissist. I guess I've worked customer service for 20 years, and I'm just so tired of Karens that I just don't want to be one. I really, although I have had enough time dealing with it that my inner Karen jumps out anytime, that I get, too much stress on me. So that does happen. It happens to all of us. If anybody out there thinks that they're not a narcissist, just wait till you get on the phone with AT&T, okay? Projecting. All right, so your final card is the Fire card. It has to do with strength, unity, and loyalty. And it says projecting. That's your last card. Just because I didn't blah 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 doesn't mean that blah blah blah. All right, so projecting is whenever you're in a relationship, or maybe it's your parents or your roommate or somebody who has to spend an awful lot of time with you, and you keep telling them not to do this, not to do that, and they'll say, just because I didn't do that doesn't mean that this. So they make excuses. They don't apologize. They don't deal with whatever it is that you're throwing at them. They only catch it and throw it back at you. So, you have to be aware of that, not only when you're dealing with it, but also if it happens to you repeatedly, it becomes you. You begin to pick it up. Just like when you're watching commercials, like I have seen my father-in-law had dementia, and I took care of him, and he would complain about some of the weirdest things, and I'm like, he does not have this problem. And then one day I was listening to him going on and on and on about his carpal tunnel, and a commercial come on about carpal tunnel, and I was like, So we took him to the doctor. We had already taken him to the doctor like 3 times. He did not have carpal tunnel. But this repetitive commercial brainwashed him in his unable to be able to tell the difference between long-term and short-term memories. He just thought that it was his ailment, even though he wasn't suffering from it. And I knew this, but you don't know for sure, so you still have to take them to the doctor and make sure whenever they have dementia. You can't ever tell. But yeah, this brainwashing is a real issue. We have to guard ourselves against that. So for those of you who've stayed to the end, I'm going to give you a little trick on how to avoid brainwashing. So especially through commercials. So if you have YouTube, or you like to watch YouTube a lot, or whatever it is that you watch, and it has a ton of commercials on it that pop up online, you can get a Java blocker, and it will block all those commercials for you. There's a Java blocker called NoScript, and it can block all those commercials for you so that you are not brainwashed. So yes, if you're feeling like this might affect you, then maybe that can help you out. All right, so creates new transitions. So for your manifestation card, it says emotion creates new transitions. All right, so transitions are super important. Whether you're writing a book, finishing a piece of artwork, or if you're doing anything creative, you're going to have those transitions, because it's just imperative to a good, solid, wrapped up project. So for your next manifestation card, it says dimensional manifestations, 4 at a time. Keep it unwavering for a period of time. So if you're trying to accomplish something, do it 4-fold. Whatever you would normally do it times 4, okay? And your next card is self-care. It says boosts your confidence. So definitely take the time to get a hot bath, do whatever it is that makes you feel better. And take the time to love yourself, because you cannot successfully love anyone else if you have not taken the time to take care of yourself. All right, y'all, come back and see me next week. Please hit the bell for notifications and leave me a comment and let me know how this resonates with you. Good night.